social media makes men more lazy. Social media makes men more feminine because instead of acting and doing and going out into the world and being men, they're sitting at home scrolling on their couch, sending DMs. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rulla Alani, and today we will be discussing another controversial topic, which you guys know I love to discuss. So today's topic is why I don't date men who have social media. I want to kind of put a disclaimer here. Having a social media is not a deal breaker for me. What do I mean by that? Let's say that tomorrow I woke up and my partner said, I'm gonna make an Instagram account or I'm creating a TikTok. That doesn't mean I'm going to dump him. It just means that when I met him, he did not have a social media presence, and that was a huge turn on for me. Now, I am not the only woman out there who likes men who do not have social media. I know plenty of women out there who find that to be a really endearing factor when they meet someone and they find out he doesn't have Instagram, he doesn't have Facebook. Nowadays, it's actually kind of an attractive thing because so many people do have social media, right? So it's kind of rare to meet someone who doesn't. Now, obviously, these men tend to be a little bit older, a little bit more traditional. Perhaps they didn't grow up in the digital age, and so that kind of explains why they don't have social media. And I also want to disclaim that there are definitely men out there who use social media in a positive way, in a way to, help them grow their business. A lot of men out there have online brands. Instagram or YouTube or Twitter is one of their main sources of income because they're selling a course. They're providing some sort of valuable content. So I don't want to diminish that or in any way negate that or say that there are not men out there who use social media in a positive, productive way. But we are going to get into the nitty-gritty as to why I personally don't date men with social media. You don't need to agree with me. You don't need to dump your boyfriend if he's on Instagram. This video is honestly just for fun. So let's get into it. So first, let's discuss the elephant in the room, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, wait, aren't you just being straight up sexist? Don't you have social media, right? I have social media. I have quite a few accounts. I have a YouTube, I have a Twitter, I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram. What else? I'm sure I have something that I'm not thinking of right now. But it's not that I am some cave woman who does not believe in technology or online presence. I myself am online. But the key difference is that us women have this innate need for communication, for community. And so it explains why so many women have a social media presence and use social media. I mean, women tend to use social media to keep in touch with friends, to get inspired by different fashion, items, to follow their favorite brands, to get inspired by other women who are doing things that they aspire to do someday. So women tend to use social media in a way that kind of fulfills their need for communication, for connection, right? This is why a lot of women on social media, share videos like I'm doing now, or share different posts and kind of crave that interaction with like-minded individuals. Now, the problem is men tend to use social media for other things. Men generally tend to use social media to find women, to date women, to court women, to, get into a woman's DM, not really need as big of a social circle as us women do. So their needs are very different. Now, that isn't to say that men don't follow their favorite car brands or maybe Rolex or, other things that they aspire to do or that they aspire to have. I'm sure there are men out there who follow sports accounts and things along those lines. But time and time again, we've seen that men have abused social media while they're in relationships or maybe even not when they're in relationships, but they have used social media to try to meet more women, right? Because back in the day, men had to actually approach women. Yes, they had to actually put in effort. They had to actually go out into town and approach a woman and talk to her and court her and take her out. And nowadays that art is becoming like so far and few in between, and it's because men have access to social media. I truly believe that it's making men a lot more lazy in their effort towards women. And it's also making them believe that there is no rush to get committed. There is no rush to get married. There is no rush to settle down because, well, look at the plethora of women that I'm following, that I have access to from all over the world. So social media kind of promotes this bachelor lifestyle. And in a sense, social media kind of promotes this idea to men that they have all the time in the world, that there are so many women out there who are good looking, who are intelligent, who have a good head on their shoulders, and they don't need to pick a woman right now. Most men on social media are using it in a way that is not really advantageous for a woman who is trying to look for a man who she wants to spend the rest of her life with, right? We all know that this channel is about improving our life and becoming the best version of ourselves, and in doing that, attracting a life partner, someone who really fulfills us and who aligns with our values and our principles. And social media kind of takes us further away from that goal because, first off, social media is a big waste of time. I cannot see myself dating a man on social media who is just spending his days scrolling and not building a career, not investing in hobbies and activities and interests and developing himself intellectually. I would much rather be with a man who has no online presence but who is actually committed to becoming a better version of himself by attending seminars, by trying out new things, by taking risks, by actually doing things in the real world, not the metaverse, right? Social media makes men more lazy. Social media makes men more feminine because instead of acting and doing and going out into the world and being men, they're sitting at home scrolling on their couch, sending DMs with just a click of a few buttons. They're not really putting in effort to get the results. So that is another reason why I don't like social media, is I truly believe that is making men more lazy and more feminine. Now, I am sure that both men and women receive inappropriate DMs on their social media accounts. But my point is that traditional women are not going to be the ones initiating a conversation, right? That is the masculine energy's responsibility. So when single, it is truly going to be the man who is using social media to meet more women, to talk to more women, to connect with other women. Whereas women tend to use social media to follow people that inspire them, whether it be fitness accounts or chefs or authors or entrepreneurs. So if you truly think about it, social media has become a meat market for men. And this makes social media a super competitive place for women, right? Because women are competing for male attention on social media. Now, you can say that that's not their intention, you know, women are doing it for their careers or whatever, but at the end of the day, women are feeling that they need to keep up with the Joneses, they need to keep up with the, you know, the newest procedure and the thing that's going to make them look the best in photos, because they know that men are comparing their options on these social media outlets. Naturally, each gender is going to display their best attributes on social media because it is sort of a dating profile in this day and age. So So men are going to be posting their cars and their homes and, these things that signify stability and manhood, while women are going to be flaunting their body and their reproductive capabilities. I know this sounds super cheesy, but it is the truth. I want to read you guys this quote from this book, Evolution of Desire, that reads, "Men and women must advertise their assets on the mating market." So in this sense, women are competing over their appearance. They're showcasing images of their bodies and their beauty. The time, effort, and money expended on appearance has reached levels unprecedented in history. Researchers have shown that men viewing the same erotic images repeatedly experience progressively diminished arousal with each viewing. So this is what's truly destructive about social media, is that men are bombarded with these images of women that are very revealing, very promiscuous, and this is actually making them a lot more passive and a lot more numb to feelings of arousal, to feelings of desire. So in this Evolution of Desire book, they actually talk about some of the negative things that can come of men overusing social media. Men who had viewed attractive women thereafter rated themselves less committed to, less satisfied with, less serious about, and less close to their actual partners. So them being on social media is actually making them less committed and less serious about their partner, probably because they're out there seeing all the other potentials and options and plan B's and C's that they could date instead of their partner. So social media is actually making people less fulfilled with their partner. Nowadays, men don't feel the need to put the effort in to schedule a date night. They don't feel the need to initiate, some sort of intimacy with their partner, because they're already getting these feelings from browsing these social media websites. Therefore, social media is making long-term commitments less and less desirable. Individuals in relationships are now having trouble committing or even staying focused on their partner because they are busy thinking about all the other options that are available to them with the swipe of a button, with the send of a message. It is so easy nowadays to reach someone else, to find someone else, and this is making long-term relationships a lot more difficult. Many of us have heard the saying that too many options equal none, and this is the same phenomenon that is happening with social media. The more options we think that are available to us, the harder we have actually deciding and picking something. And last but not least, I want to leave you guys off with this piece of information from a research study, because I'm sure some of you guys kind of have some hesitancy as to whether or not this information is true. Well, studies have found that when men are opening social media accounts, they're doing it to network and to form new relationships, while women are more focused on sustaining existing ones. So that is the core difference between female and male behavior on social media, is that women tend to kind of be keeping up and maintaining friendships and relationships they already have, whereas men are seeking new friendships, new relationships, new people to talk to, and that is where the problems arise, because obviously if a man is opening a social media account, it's making it far more easier for him to hit on women, to reach out to women, and to explore other options, which is making him less committed with his actual partner, with the person that he's actually talking to in the physical world. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope that this information was eye-opening, because I certainly think it is. It is super rare nowadays to find someone who isn't on social media, and I don't want to knock social media. I think that there are so many benefits with social media, but you just need to understand that social media isn't really promoting healthy, happy relationships. Social media really is perpetuating this single life, this individualistic persona, this idea that we don't need to settle, that there's so many options out there, that we need to flaunt our assets and attributes, and that we kind of need to compete with other people in our gender. And so there really are some toxic sides of social media that I want you guys to kind of observe and at least take note of and just have in your awareness. You know, don't just think that social media is being used to sell us things and to really market to us in a way, because that is another toxic side of it, but it is also truly impacting relationship dynamics. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.